Alright, should be recording. It is Going Medieval. Keys provided by Tinsley PR. On one thing, I don't want to get into that rant again, but the rant I had last week about, sorry, just stretching, about, the idea of making reviewers have to record and share their review playthroughs and even live streaming, which I think if you are live streaming, so this community engagement that while playing, that discounts it as being a review, but that basically just summarizes that whole thing, because I saw people talk about it online that concept last week. It's like, no. But anyway, completely forgot to mention, this is an example of that. I have not played Going Medieval at all, except when I've been recording. Just it occurred to me afterwards, oh yeah, that's right, what I'm doing right now is an example of it. None of you should be starving. Why are you starving? Why do you think you're starving? Where the hell are you? Anyway. It's like there is more than enough food. I think this dude is just an idiot. But times it's 0, so he should be working. But you know what? Just because he's an idiot, there. You just do whatever. Do whatever. He's literally, thank you, he is now eating. But he literally had a job of getting food. That was his job. And he's complaining. This dude's an idiot. I mean, go to sleep. Whatever. Only have 2 things noted. It doesn't seem like this is as interesting a week to talk about, though next week might be. Well, not really, because I don't partake in the Steam Next Fest stuff. Actually do want to look to see. Yeah, we still got some space down here. Holy crap, I did not realize I had so much wood down here. I got a lot of everything down. Wow. Moderately tired. Well, at least he immediately, fell unconscious. The dude's an idiot. So, hey, here, let me just. Yeah, he's good at mining. Because, it's almost like, I want him to leave. He is that useless. Anyway. Yeah, next week is a Steam Next Fest, which I know I've talked about those before. How I like the idea of it, but I hate the actual execution. What the hell's your problem? You're just annoyed. Why are you annoyed? No, I'll make these. And let's actually let them hunt. What the hell would be worth hunting? No, actually, sure. Go ahead and hunt some deer. Get some of that meat. But yeah, I like the idea of Steam Next Fest. Good, that's exactly what I wanted to have happen. Wait, nope. Ha! I want this. I want saplings of this. It's birch. These are birch. Okay. Mainly, I just want to, like, build up saplings. Alright, I can actually leap. Why would a chicken carcass not have been taken care of? Cooking is high enough that people should have been doing that. There. How the heck is this here? It's dead. That's what's weird to me. And I shouldn't have to be maintaining that. Okay, I know I had so am I just having issues with the like chopping down and not using the sapling, not collecting the saplings or something? Anyway, getting back to the Steam Next Fest thing, I just find it annoying the idea that the idea of having a festival where it's like, hey, we're talking about and we're promoting these demos for upcoming games. I like that idea. That's a good idea. The problem I have with this is that okay, is how so many of them are then time limited. Now I got 2 more press releases this morning. It's Friday morning. Before I'm putting up the Friday write up, I'm gonna have to edit it some now to insert these for additional 2 other games that are having review demos during the time. But what's annoying to me is how some of these why are they all in there? Some of these reviews, some of these demos are limited to only during the festival, the Steam Next Fest, and I hate that idea. I think that's terrible because it's like you're promoting a game, but you're only going to promote it for a limited amount of time. How does that make any sense? Can't do it that way. 8, 9, 5, 14. That's 6, 15, even better. Okay. Yeah, so I don't know about these specific these next 2 games, but I think that the ones I was seeing were just talking about new demo, especially because it was like new demo coming out this week, not next week, like ahead of the Steam Next Fest. They're still going to be taking part in the Steam Next Fest, but they are arriving after. Yes, I will take those. Shouldn't need bread. Certainly shouldn't need cabbage seed. That's right, I need to get that stuff. I got so much flaxseed. Yeah. Whatever, I can balance it out. Maybe not that. Don't think I need silver ingots. Don't think I need a lot of this stuff. I mean, that should mean that they're not being used. Where's the flex? Nah, leave it at 2. I was hoping to maybe like flatten it out with that. But... okay. But yeah, so I mean, we'll see. I mean, as I said, I like that Steam Next Fest happened. I like the idea of focusing on demos and such. That is a good thing. It's just, why are we... Why do we then have it where they can not be... They can then not be around afterwards? I mean, it's like, it's like, hey, we have this game. We want everyone to play. We want to promote, but only during this time. It doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. I mean, even if the demo has bugs, it's still well, fix the bugs, and you get the week to collect that data, and then acknowledge that, oh yeah, we're aware of these, and update the demo. I mean, it's not like you can't do that. Yeah, the other thing is, I saw apparently there was some news, I haven't looked too closely at it, I will admit, for a sequel to Alien Isolation, which is apparently now 10 years old, which, man, I could talk about things on that, and I probably will. And it's just, I'm glad about it getting a sequel, but I am actually very hesitant about this news. Because I enjoyed Alien Isolation, I really did, when I played it, however many years ago now. But it's just, why now? It's like, why 10 years later? What has resulted in this being, now we're gonna do it kind of thing? I mean, that has me a little concerned. I'm that I don't like that I'm having these things. As well. I don't like that it's 10 years. It's like, what has changed? Because it's like, are they going to start doing things that maybe they shouldn't be doing? It's like, I'm sorry, but my mind is going to go there. That this just seems very odd. Maybe now I'm kind of curious. Where's the... here. Oh wait, no, that's... Yeah, I mean, it's like, admittedly, I have not seen Alien Romulus, but I have seen some clips from it, heard some things about it, and it's like, this seems like a movie I don't want to see. That's not that well done, and a lot of just like, oh, you like this stuff in the previous movies, so we'll just do that here, and you'll like it then, right? It's like, no, that's not how that works. Because it's like, I mean, that there was specific meaning for some of the stuff in the older movies. And I should also be, I've only seen Alien and Aliens, and I have Alien. I like Alien. I don't care for Aliens as much. I understand why people like it, but they're such different movies. They're almost like different genres. So, and I like the horror of Alien. So the action of Aliens is like, well, I got other action movies I can watch. But yeah, so it's with Alien Romulus and the whole stuff being repeated. It's like, nah, I don't need that. I don't. Why? Why are we doing this? I'm just concerned that Alien Isolation, a sequel to Alien Isolation, might be too akin to that. I'm just trying to think now. What else? What else can I do? Actually, No. There. Um, but yeah, no, I enjoyed Alien Isolation. I found it to be fun, and something else I want to talk about concerning it, because it does bother me when seeing some things being talked about. Is Alien Isolation would be one of those games that, as it's 10 years old, it's from 2014. Now, granted, here I can look it up. I can look it up when I played. Because I also recorded. Okay, so I played it back in 2016. Okay, so it was 2 years old at that point. It looked good, and now granted, it has been 8 years since I played it, but my memory of it is still it looking good, and it ran well. I mean, today it would be almost trivial to run because of how old it is, how much more powerful, how much more advanced hardware has gotten. But I'm just, is there anything, any graphical fidelity that lacks that we have today where it's like, oh, we really need that? I was like, that's another thing, because I am seeing in some stuff where it's like, there are now games where they are actually recommending running with an upsampler or even running with a frame generation. It's like, the hell's wrong with you? I'm sorry. My observation concerning game development, especially when it comes to optimization, is its cycles. It's a pendulum swing, where when the hardware is very powerful, developers will decide not to give a shit. I'm sorry, but that is how it seems at times. Where it's like, well, it doesn't matter. We don't need to optimize. The hardware is so powerful, it'll just brute force through. We don't have to worry. It then swings back to, okay, now the hardware is getting older, so we need to optimize so that it looks it still looks good and runs well. Okay? That just seems to be what happens. I'm sorry, they're not doing things I'm telling them to do. So let's... I hate I have to do this, but the system is so garbage that it's exactly what I need to do. You know. Technically, well... because I need everything at least turned on. And actually, Stewart and Hall can also both be able. Okay. I mean, if they don't like it, I don't feel reason to do that. Force that. Okay, in theory, this will do because I'm not doing any construction. I was like, hopefully they will actually get the shit done that I told them to do a couple days ago. Anyway, come back to the whole optimization stuff. Yeah, it does just seem like it swings back and forth. But a problem, and technically it should be... Yeah, technically it should be at this point swung towards optimization because of the consoles. How old are those now? Yeah. 4 years old. Okay, so that's not yet old. That's not truly old yet. Or is that what's been happening? That's just... These guys are eating this stuff? I mean, that shouldn't be. But if they are eating... Oh my god, if they are eating it, that's a major actual bug. And I'm dead serious, that's a bug. The reason why it's a bug is because they have access... There's no way to prevent a pet from getting to that. There's none. All I could do would be to, like, put out places for them to eat instead. Maybe that's what you're supposed to do? But it's like, I mean, there've been times when there are other places they can go to eat, but... You know what? Sure, what the hell, why not? It's wild polecat eating this, but that does show they can come up here. Wait, no. And isn't that annoying? I now have stuff to construct. But yeah, I'm maybe doing that, because then they will have full access to this stuff. Maybe that'll get them to stop eating the damn saplings. But see... Oh, wait, no. They would just come up to get them. But yeah, so in theory, we should be more on the optimization side. But instead, developers are just being like, oh, well, we'll do, you know, the frame generation. We'll do the upsampling. We'll just do that stuff. So then this doesn't matter, right? We don't need to optimize, do we? It's like, no, you still do. There's limestone around, sure. Besides just the mix. Ah, here we go. Yep, turn that up. But, yeah, so it's... Alien Isolation looked good. They did a lot of neat, impressive things within that technologically, and it seems like today that's not the concern it should be. See, they also have the ability to come down here and eat. So why are they going at the saplings? That does mean there is no way to prevent them. Holy crap. They killed all of those. And I said, there is no way around that. Holy shit. Because they have full access to it. There's no way to keep a pet out from here. And they have access to other food sources. They do. And we've seen them using them. Wow. No, this, in my opinion, is a straight-up bug. Yep, it is a bug, in my opinion, because this cannot be what you actually desire as the behavior. Okay? This cannot be. There should be, at least there should be some way to say, no, animals don't get to eat on these zones. Like, to ban that. Because, I mean, what is the counter to it? What is the solution? It's like, I now have troughs down here There's technically the ones down here that they also have full access to. They can come in here. There's the food in here that they might be able to eat. I'm actually not sure. I'm going to assume they can. There's a food here. They have plenty of access to food. There's also right here, and they can get there because they can swim. But instead, they've been eating my saplings. That is... Wow. No, animals can. Animals can. At least pets are supposed to be able to. Wait a minute, hang on. Yeah, I mean, see, I literally have a pet going through it right now. Doesn't specify. I do know there's a feature of pets that they can then open up doors. Yeah, and it's, again, they're going right through it. Even though this says it blocks animals, not pets. Seriously, they could spend a full update cycle just going through and cleaning up the in-game documentation. And also fixing stuff like that. Because, no. I mean, and this is... I'm going to lose my oak trees. Yeah. What the hell? I got nothing. I got nothing. There is no solution here that I can see. I'm going to try looking up because obviously somebody's going to have encountered this. Yeah, no. Give them an alternative as one person. It's like, doing that. They don't care. And there's also an aspect here of... I do see one person suggesting basically just don't build gates. Which is still pretty damn nonsense. But what I was going to say before looking at that, a problem here is for anyone being like, oh, but animals would run around. No, an animal you can stop, even if it's a pet. I mean, it's like, the idea that they can't open up gates is actually nonsense. That is made up. That is not real. Okay? Realistically, these animals are not going to spontaneously haul for you. Okay? That's not how animals work. You would have to have them go with you, and then you put the stuff on them and have them haul. It's like you'd be dragging them around always. That's how it would actually work. And I could, in theory, would be able to build a fence around this to keep them out. And have a gate where it's just, no, I don't want you going through the gate, cow. I mean, it's like, just think about cow pens. Even basic wood ones, you have a sliding lock there that a cow can't work. So you can lock them in. But when you need to go through, you just slide the board out of the spot for it. Open the gate, go through, close the gate, lock it after you. It's very, very easy and basic technology that would be ancient by this standard. By the standard of the what is this supposed to be, 1300s? I think this is supposed to be 14th century. I'm sorry, it's just... The game could use such an overhaul of basically, hey, this shit is obvious, why aren't we doing this? Things like, hey, why don't we not have this bullshit here? Because this is a freaking mess. This is only a mess. I mean, you cannot look at it and tell me this is not a mess, because it is a mess. This is not a mess. It's useless because apparently the idiots don't know, hey, I should go and eat. You don't have things like when is the start and stop of day, because some of them like working at night, some of them like working at dawn. I'm saying, you don't give us that. There's also technically, what is when they go and get food? I mean, there could even be an argument that, no, if you're hungry, eat. I don't care if you're scheduled to work, you need to eat. But is it under anything? In which case, then I might be losing some stuff. Would it be under leisure? Would it be under... I mean, it's like, you at least have a documentation problem here. This, it's like... I'm pretty sure they should be... Hang on, one... Okay. Okay, so maybe they haven't made that yet, but it's like, some of this is also really weird. Because, like, if I tell them summer, they strip that off. And actually, I should be... Yeah, and this is just absurd. It is. It's like, you should really change it in summer clothes. Okay, I'll strip off right now. It's like, what is wrong with you? No, just, get to it the next time. That you get to it when you have the time next. What is wrong with you? I mean, it's so weird and dumb. Some of these things. That's manage. Overview. You need damn filters here, man. I've talked about that and other things. It's like, fine, it's nice you're sorting, but it's like, you know what? I don't want to see any of the dogs. Or I don't want to see anything that's young. Like these. I don't give a shit about these young animals. They can just sit there. Okay? They can't. Didn't I just sort by animal? Okay, I didn't realize that there were that many things before dog. But it's like, filtering by age. I should be able to have things trigger. So, like once they get to a certain age, slaughter them. Like that should be a thing. But I should have filters. I don't give a shit about names. I should be able to tag them for certain things. Like, hey, use this one for the ritual sacrifice thing. I also just realized... in pen, that should just be true or false. That shouldn't actually be... I guess that is telling me which pen, but it's like... It's still, this is a true-false in pen. So... But filters here as well would make perfect sense. And it just... The silly documentation stuff. This is nonsense. What was it? There was something. There was something. Was it? I think it... what was it? Now I'm stuck trying to think. Where it was like, in order to create something, I needed to unlock... I need to unlock something else. But it wasn't in the line for doing it. What was it? Because I do remember that happening. I just cannot remember what it was. I mean, technically, there is this. So the fact that, like, Furniture 4 comes after Research 3, it has to. That is actually made sure. Yeah, this should be dragged over. You should have a line. Because this takes Research 2. This takes Research 3. This should be over here in this... like, this should be placed here. Hang on. Okay, you can't see my cursor. So Research 3 should be, like, placed here. And then a line going down indicating that, hey, this stuff needs what that produces. So Tapestry would have to be on the right of it. Chemistry would need to be on the right of it. Brewing could be on the left. Furniture over there, painting over there, distilling. Religious could Structures could stay up there. Crossbow 2 would have to be over there. But then, research 2 needs to be over as well to, like, over here. And it's like, it's a game that needs various overhauls for things. Some just bookkeeping. This is in bookkeeping, the documentation stuff. And some for, no, these are completely reasonable features to expect. Why are they not here? And it's also, can I... Okay, here, let's get to the evening. I actually want this video to be a shorter one. Oh, no, sorry. 36 minutes is actually still a little short. Also, with merchants, you should be able to have a job of seeing merchants. Like, straight up, that would be legitimate. That would be legitimate. So that way you're also not trying to figure out, okay, who's the best speechcraft? No, you can do that. That's why you also should have the ability to train people to say, here, I need you to do this task, and have them do it. I'm trying to remember if there is a way to have the things cease being pets. I don't think so. Oh wait, that's not what. Because, I mean, if you release, you completely release them. But it is also, as I saw one person point out, cows are the best things for hauling, and they do just go around and eat your stuff. So, yeah. Yeah, there's just so much that is exactly that, where it's like, no, this is not how that works. Or at least that isn't how it should be working. But I want to get to the end. And it's also, why are they not being filling up this? Is that steward or is that animal husbandry? No? Can that please go away? Because it's also, that should be steward. That shouldn't, because that is about stewardship. That isn't about animal husbandry. I mean, I get that it's to support the animals, but I mean, animal husbandry should be way more involved. Like, what that entails than just making sure they have food. Okay, I mean, it's like, making sure the troughs are full is a regular chore. It's a basic chore that you would have your children doing. Whereas the actual animal husbandry, domesticating them, training them, things like that would be... I'm going to try some. Let's get rid of that. That should be less important. No, sorry. Animal husbandry with, like, dealing with them. Okay, yeah, so they just don't care. Yeah, I mean, it is also fences discourage, but they don't actually stop shit. I mean, I'm sorry, it's just one of those... I get the idea here for some of this stuff. There's something I want to look at in the main menu. That's part of the reason why I'm stopping here. But I actually still want to... I get the idea that, yes, there would be some animals that would just climb over fences, including stone ones, but this is almost those polecats just don't care. And it's like these aren't even... these don't even exist to them. The fences are transparent. That's not how that would work. And it's also, it's like you would have ways of protecting it. I mean, even just... I'm trying to think what would be the best way. I mean, even just... Well, yeah, it should be a chore, right? Meaning you get up, you, or rather the kid, goes and fills it. And then maybe the kid, it could even be a child, would bring the animals there. Or, like, free the animals to go over to the trough. The animals then eat their fill, emptying the trough, and it's empty the rest of the day. The idea of this having multiple days' worth isn't necessarily realistic, because no, that's a daily chore. Might even be done twice a day. So you're never feeding these other animals, because it's always gone, because they're not going to come by the domesticated animals. Especially not if it's a cow. Okay, I could believe that polecat is not getting near that cow, because that cow is too big. And at least until it gets used to it. I don't think it would bother with that. Also just realized. No, come on, there we go. No, come on. But I mean, yeah, these would not be so vulnerable. These saplings would not be so vulnerable in real life. And this is supposed to be kind of like a simulation. Okay? Or if nothing else, it still is a very reasonable, hey, how come I can't keep my pets from eating my saplings? Why is that not possible for me to do? Right? Because, I mean, I feed them elsewhere. You can't even say, hey, I feed my pets over here. You can't even do that. That is a completely reasonable thing to ask for what is supposed to be approaching a simulation. I mean, it's almost like they have some things where it's like, oh, yes, isn't it nice I was simulating that the animals will go and get food? Okay, that's great. How about the human interaction with that? It's very reasonable to expect that. And it's like, you're simulating the animal AI. Why aren't you simulating the interaction with the animal? It's like ruins. I don't give a shit. Fix up this other stuff first. Fire and flammability. I can understand that. I can understand wanting that one in there. But it's still, you've got like, I don't even want to call them quality of life. Because I'm like, some of this stuff is, no, you need to fix this. This is bad behavior because it's like you've got half a feature. Where's the other half? You need to finish that stuff first before you're adding in something like fire and flammability. Mounted siege weaponry. What? I mean, true, I don't really play this in that context with combat, but it's like, that would be a very low priority to me, but as I said, I don't play these that way. Raiding other settlements, same thing. Prisoner system. What do you mean? Is that like following from the raids, where it's like you capture people and throw them in prison, or are you talking that, you can imprison your own people? If you can imprison your own people, I may actually be okay with that. I mean, depending, because some of them are jerks. Grand objectives, I don't really care. Natural caves. Sure, that'll be nice, but again, it's like there's so much other stuff that you gotta get done first, in my opinion, that are much higher priority. Yeah, I mean, it's like we have settler social interactions. It's like, I don't care. I get the idea here, but what about the animal interactions that I was just talking about? That you should be able to, with your own pets, this is where they're fed. And also, areas where they don't just have free reign. Where it's like, no, this is where the pets are kept. Like the dogs, they come in for the night, and this is where they sleep. Right? And that might not be with you. Like I got those apartments. It might be, no, they don't go over there. They stay in the Great Hall. They stay in the other place that now has as the library. That is thoroughly reasonable. Because that's what you would have in real life. I get it. I get it. It's a game. It's not real life. I do understand that. But my point is, you have some things where they're trying to simulate, some things where they're approaching that, then other things where they're not. And it's just, it's I wish I had a better way to describe it, but it's almost like an implied contract between gamer and developer, where for a lot, and here I can actually close game. Where there's certain expectations that we have for realism, that gamers have for realism, because that's part of how you can achieve the immersion, is that things are recognizable, things make sense, that this is how it works. Now, obviously, the developer cannot achieve complete realism for multiple reasons. One is just technical reasons that it's not feasible. Another is that might be contrary to the goal, right? So, for example, with this game, what the hell am I even doing? How do I exist? I'm not the mayor of this. I don't exist within the game. I'm just directing things. So that's one example of where you're having to make something unreal because that's just the only way to achieve certain things here. I was just trying to think of there any examples with Alien Isolation, since I mentioned that earlier. There's obviously the unrealistic nature of the alien itself. But even then, there are still rules to how that works, and once you understand those rules, you know how to manage the alien. So, I mean, you have that contract there, but it is... This may be a bad way to put it, but it's almost like there's an expectation. I have an expectation of good faith on both sides. That I am getting that I am both not expecting pure realism, because that's not achievable, but also that when you start touching on something, when you start trying to make something real or make something that cannot be real, but you do your best, I expect that to be done to the full degree. I get this is early access, but it's like some of these features have been this way for many months and many major updates. And it's like that's now we have. And it's kind of like there are red lines to me, is a way to put it. But once you cross that, I now have certain expectations, and you are to fulfill them. And one example I have for that is Fez, a game that I actually hate. I think that is a poorly made game in multiple ways. I know a lot of people love it. I think some of that was hype at the time. I don't know if you got... I could believe that if you had several people play Fez today, that they would be like, no, this is not a good game. Why would places giving it a 10 out of 10? But one thing that for me was a full-on red line. Because other stuff is just, I don't like some of the concepts to the puzzle design there, or how some things are handled there, but it's like, yeah, that can be just me. But this red line, though, that's completely different. And to help put this in context, hang on. I was like, I still remember to this day, and I just want to look, when did I review that game? Because I did review it. What? Okay, that makes no sense. Hang on. Okay. 2013. What the? Oh, okay. That's why. Huh. I have it listed twice. It's because it was also in a Humble Bundle. Humble Indie Bundle. Yeah, 2013. So that's actually 11 years old now. But 11 years, and I still remember. Now, true, I got a good, weird memory for various things. But you'd think this would be something to forget, but it's not, because it was a red line. Story matters to me, okay? I care about story a lot. In Fez, it's a Save the Princess story. What it's supposed to be is that. And it was in that review, in fact, when I first used that phrase. And to be clear, I know that's not an original concept, or maybe even an original phrase, but it's still, that is where it's like, yes, this is a Save the Princess story, because to me, fundamentally, the story of a game, its purpose, is to provide motivation to continue playing. That's why a story exists, right? So that's what you have to satisfy. And if that's all you satisfy, if it is that basic, save the princess. Why are you doing what you're doing? To save the princess. What's the story? To save the princess. I'm saying, with just that, there's nothing wrong with that. That is perfectly fine. And for anyone wondering, yes, I'm referencing Mario. Super Mario Brothers. What's the story of Super Mario Brothers? To save the princess. That's it. Okay? Technically, there's more story there, but when you first play the original Super Mario Brothers, it's like, I don't know what the Goombas are. Unless you read the manual, you don't even know they're called Goombas. You don't know what a Koopa is. It's just a location. What are you doing? I'm saving the princess. Why? To save the princess. I'm saying, then that's it. Fez is initially set up as a Save the Princess story. You have broken the cube. Sorry, not the hypercube. You've broken the cube, it's shattered, and you now need to go and recollect the pieces to remake it. Otherwise, the world ends. Okay? So what are you doing? Fixing the cube. Why are you doing it? To fix the cube. That's it. It is as simple as that. That's your motivation. That's your purpose. You need nothing more than that. Perfect. Fine. But then what happens? You have a companion. I don't remember the name of it, but it's a hypercube. Right? A four-dimensional shape. Right? At one point, an owl, a just random owl, NPC type thing, and this is early in the game as well, comes and tells you, do not trust the hypercube. The hypercube is also the thing that told you, hey, you broke things, you need to go fix the cube. It gave you the mission. I'm not being told, don't trust it. The thing never speaks again. Neither does the owl. But it's like, I'm now told not to trust that I need to do the game's mission. Okay, why? I want you to explain to me why. Tell me why. Why is an owl telling me not to trust the hypercube that gave me the game's mission? Okay, I need to know this. You open the door, tell me the reason. That is completely a reasonable expectation. And it opened the door. I didn't make that up. That's in the game. That's part of the game. That was placed in the game. That is suggesting that there's more going on here. It's like, should it be I shouldn't try to build up the cube. Is there a reason not to? I never encountered one. The hypercube also never says anything else. It literally gave the mission, then shut up for the rest of the game. Am I not supposed to trust owls? Okay, well, the only thing the owl ever told me was that. So I have no way to judge if they are just untrustworthy. It's also, typically, owls are associated, they're a symbol of wisdom. So you would trust an owl. But in this, now it's like, I'm not supposed to trust. What's going on here? What am I supposed to be doing here? That was a line. That you now crossed out of Save the Princess. You now crossed into a realm where you now have to actually tell a story. And it failed. It utterly failed. And that is a reason I hate the game. Because it is a badly made, badly told story. Because it is bad. That's bad. That's not poor, okay? A poorly told story would be if then I do get reasons, but they don't make any sense. It's like, yeah, why are we doing any of this? Bad is you have given me these expectations and then never even attempted to fulfill them. You can fulfill them and do a poor job there. That's a poor story. But this was bad. So, yeah. And I'm just trying to think, because Fallout New Vegas, one criticism I had of that was I played the whole of that game. And I never once encountered the Enclave in my playthrough. And then in the final credits, when they're showing you clips of the things that the impacts you had, they start talking about the Enclave. It's like, wait, what? They're even in this game? That's the reason that Fallout New Vegas annoys me. Would that be bad or would that be poor? It's both. It's both. The fact I never encountered the Enclave is kind of poor because, like, they're kind of significant in the Fallout universe, so to completely miss them is a problem. That is a problem. That makes it poor. What's bad is not that I never encountered them, though. What's bad is it should never have shown me that video in the credits. Because like, I had no interaction with them. It was like, well, because you never interacted with them, they were able to complete this mission. It's like, what are you even talking about? That was bad. That was bad. They should have had something else for if there's never an encounter. Or even just never talk about it. Or even, you could, though, have something where it's like, here are the things, a list of things, well, here's what you didn't do. And just a list. Not a video, just a list. And it's like, you never encountered the Enclave. It's like, wait, there was the Enclave? Where it's not setting anything up that you screwed up. It is just a, hey, there was still this to do. That would have been a much better approach than what they did. But that's also, I don't even know how old Fallout New Vegas is. I got no idea. I just know that I played it years later. And it, yeah. But this is, though, the whole expectation thing. That's what I mean by that contract that I was talking about, coming back to Going Medieval. That there's certain things where I have reasonable expectations because you started on this. All right? It's, you can't just dip a toe in the water in game development when it comes to features. Actually, any software development. You should not just be dipping your toe in. You need to go in fully. Especially when it's people are paying you. Now, true, I didn't pay. The key was provided by Tinsley PR. Thank you very much. But it still is. There are many people that have paid for this game. And it is incomplete. It has many incomplete features. And I get the whole, it's early access. It's been in early access for how many years now? And some of these things, as I said, have survived multiple major updates. I'm just, what is going on here? What is going on here? And I'm just looking, I'm like, there's plenty of, I'm just trying to figure out how active some of the stuff is here. Unfortunately, I don't know the best way to, like, see with Foxy Voxel, the developers, how active they are on it. I don't remember the last major update. There's been a lot of experimental branch patches. The last not experimental branch patch was September 18th, so we're coming about a month old. I think some of these experimental branch patches may have at least in part been brought over, but yeah, it still is. The game does have many weaknesses, and some of this is they're so old, and I'm now realizing just how frustrating they are. I don't feel reason to tolerate this. And it's I've said it before, and I'll say it again right now, and then probably stop shortly thereafter. We'll see. When this game exits early access, and I have to do a review of it, if some of this stuff isn't touched, if some of this stuff isn't changed, I'm gonna be eviscerating. Because no, this is not reasonable. I was like, you've had years to refine this stuff, and I know I'm not posting stuff on their forums. I'm not doing that. I know that. So there is that argument, but it's also it's one of those things. I don't want to be too involved in the development of a game that I intend to review. And giving some of that stuff is involving. But it's also, as I saw, and just looking that up, there are other people, even 2 years ago, some of that stuff was from like November 2022, talking about how can I keep the pets from eating this stuff. That's 2 years. And we don't have a solution. I don't need to open my mouth on this stuff. I don't need to put in bug reports or suggestions. I don't need to start discussion threads. I don't need to do that. Other people are. So, and they're not doing that. So it's like, I don't feel bad about not reporting suggestions. Reporting bugs I will do, but not reporting suggestions. That's different because it's not completely my place. I think that's been enough of me prattling on. At least I think I was less random bouncing around in this rant than last week's, but yeah. Alright, well, I shall see you next week.